Hello friends, and welcome back to my crafty space. My name is Crystal, and in today's video we are working on my December daily 2020 story number 11. So this is for day 11 in December of 2020. So today's story is all about an annual scavenger hunt that we participate in with our siblings here in Michigan. And typically we go to the mall and do like a 12 finds of Christmas type of scavenger hunt, but with 2020 being the COVID pandemic, that was not possible. So we had to pivot a little bit, come up with a different idea for how we could still participate in this event or this activity together, but separate. So what I came up with for this year was doing a Twinkle Lights scavenger hunt where each of the families got into their own separate cars, went around their own separate towns, and found 12 different light displays throughout the town. So that's what I'm documenting today. This is a page that I had put together separately. I believe this side I did in a live video, which I will link up at the eye for you. And this one I did not do a process video for. This was actually something I just scrap lifted from one of the older product play classes by Ali Edwards. It might have been from product play 2. I'm not sure because I actually never took that class. This is just something I saw and knew that I wanted to try repeating myself. So what I'm going to do is put you guys on fast forward while I get this side assembled. It's just this little tag book that we are going to add photos to. I've got my journaling already done and some photos that I want to add onto here as well. And then that is pretty much going to be it. I'll slow back down, read my journaling, and then we will close out for the day. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the left side of this spread first, working on these little journaling tags. So this tag right here and the story one that you're going to see coming up here soon were both from the 3x8. They were the cards and transparencies set from Ali Edwards. I love using different sizes in my albums. So when I saw the journaling cards in that 3x8 size, and I loved some of the transparencies that came in that kit. So I knew immediately that that was one of the things I wanted to get and use in my album this year. So I took one that had some they're like black tree sketch patterned. You can see it there on the top of that tag. I took that paper, cut it in half, and then created a tag shape at the top there, punched a hole in it, and then made that into a tag. So then I could add my journaling to the tag itself, and then I also decided to add it on the back as well, and then put a picture on the front and a picture on the back. These pictures right here were from a house, actually two houses that were next door neighbors, where it was almost like they were competing for who had the most lights on their house, like very, very, Griswold-ish, very Clark Griswold. So we loved it, and we took pictures of the two houses, and I told the story about it there on the tag, which I'll read to you guys at the end. And so that I wanted to put that specific story on its own separate tag. And I was really glad that I already had that set up here in my foundation pages. Like, I had no idea that I was going to have extra story to tell. I just kind of threw that in there, and it turns out I needed the extra space. So I was definitely happy to have it. Then for the 3x8 tag, the 3x8 journaling card that says the story, that's the one I'm working on right now, I did actually cut that down to 7.5 inches instead of 8. That way when it goes into that tree pocket, it does go a little bit lower than the scavenger hunt card itself. So it gives me a little bit of variation in terms of heights on the cards inside of that pocket. So on the back side, I have two photos, one of me, one of Aaron, and I did trim those down in order to fit them on the back of that page and to have it appear as if there's a white border around them all. So I did that. Then I wanted to go ahead and add my number to this card right here in the square. I can see from this video that they're slightly not even. I might need to go back and fix that here in a second because I can tell that they are uneven there, but whatever. So the gold number stickers were actually from the recent storytelling basics kit that came out from Ali Edwards. She has like black and gold, and maybe that was it. Maybe there was more color, but I picked up a set of all of the colors because I absolutely love them. I use numbers more than I use almost anything else. Like I have a small collection of alpha stickers and all of the numbers are basically gone and all of the alphas are still there. So for me, finding a full number set is a total win and I definitely needed to have it. So this tag book here, I put together during that live video where I did some foundation pages. This was an idea I got from Allie Edwards. She showed something like this in her foundation pages, and I knew I wanted to use that idea for myself. And using it for this particular story was perfect because I like to include the pictures of the 12 different finds. So that's what I did, is each photo here has a 2 by 3 inch photo on it. And so there's 2 per photo and a total of 6 photos. So the 12 finds. And I just needed to trim them down a little bit because even though the tag shape is a 3 by 4, when you add the folded accordion in the back, it does slightly narrow it down a little bit more than 3 inches. So I just needed to trim my photos a little bit there so that they could go into this tag book nicely and fold and not have any issues in there. And then I could adhere it down onto the tag shape itself, trim off the corners, trim off the top, and then punch the holes in the top of it. Once I did that, I wanted to add some numbers onto the photos themselves to designate the finds and the order that we found them. So I just went through my alphas and found the number 1 through 12 and then called that little tag booklet good. All right, friends, that finishes story number 11. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys my journaling. Before I do that, I'll just do one quick flip of this just so you can see one last time how all of those 12 photos made their way into this little tag book. Then it all folds up, and how I will store this in the album is just by taking these twine that I have adhered down. So I actually hole punched them through this page. And they come through the front and into the holes here. If I can just get them in really quick. And then we'll tie them in a bow, and that's going to keep this tag book right here and center on the page. So we'll just get this little bow going, tie it on here, call that a day, and then we'll switch over to the opposite side where the journaling is all housed. And I might see if I can, if I can just turn the ribbon a little bit so we see that pretty velvet and not the back side. Since I'm probably not going to, actually I probably will take this apart again just so I can photograph it, but there we go. Okay, so that gives me my tag book secured and in the binder here in the book. So in terms of the other pocket, this is a tree pocket back here. I've got our actual scavenger hunt list. So every year I make one of these. I make it in a 3x8 so I can stick it in my album, and everybody prints them off and brings them with them. So by the way, I do have this available to you guys if you would like to download it and do this scavenger hunt yourself. I will make sure that there's a link to that down in the description box for you. It will be to a Dropbox folder where this file can be found. And I also have my 2019 one in there. So even though nobody's going to the mall this year, but if you're looking for something for next year, then that is a file that will be available to you. So that is just going to tuck back here in this pocket. Then I've got my 2 journaling stories. So we'll start with this one. I have the 11 up here at the top. And then I said, every year I look forward to this specific event, our annual scavenger hunt with the siblings. It's an activity that I thought up and started 3 years ago as just a little something fun to get us all into the Christmas spirit and give us a reason to get together. Well, what a different year this one turned out to be. Since the COVID-19 pandemic is still very much going strong, we were unable to meet up in person, and we were unable to go to our usual shopping mall to do the hunt. So I had to come up with an alternative. It wasn't too difficult, though. I've actually had this idea for the last 2 years, but decided against it both times. This year, we did a Twinkle Lights scavenger hunt. Each of the 3 families, kids included, cozied up in our cars and went for a drive around our respective towns at the exact same time, looking for the 12 different light displays. Only 1 item per house allowed, though. We captured the displays on our phones, sent the photos to a grouped Instagram message, and had a blast along the way. I think Haley and Axel won this year again. Afterward, Erin remarked that we should do this more often, and Izzy said she loved it. We celebrated finding all the 12 finds by getting milkshakes, yum, and then headed home for the night. I'm so glad the scavenger hunt was a success. Definitely one I would do again. And then on the back, I have a picture of me and a picture of Erin just at the end of our night there. So that is also going to tuck back in here. And then last but not least, I have this little tag that has one additional fun story on it. So this one says, one of our absolute favorite moments of the entire night was when we took a wrong turn and ended up in front of these two houses. We were in awe of all the decorations and lights, then realized we were looking at two in real life Christmas light feuding homes. It was epic. This first house really did it up with the blow up yard decorations. We loved the sheer number of them. It definitely got the kids excited. The second house had less yard blow-up decorations, but the lights on the house and the roof were amazing. We loved seeing how the two were both so over the top. I think this house may be the winner, if not because of the meticulously lit roof, then because of the baby unicorn yard decoration that Izzy totally pointed out. We had so much fun looking at these homes that we decided to make it an annual tradition to go back and see them again to see who won. So that is our story for the day. A little bit of a story that I knew we were going to tell, and then just a little bit of a surprise story from the exact same event. So I decided to throw that in there too. So we've got lots of stories, lots of photos. Love the way that this one came together. So glad that we were able to do this scavenger hunt again this year. And I love seeing all of you who have done it as well. So again, if you're looking for that file, I will have it down in the description box below. If you enjoyed seeing this page come together, I would love a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can see all of the future content I have coming your way. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in tomorrow's process video. Bye now.